Look how cute. Look how fucking cute this mug is. Talking to anybody, I didn't even go on dates, I was celibate. I'm fine, everything's fine. Inevitably, what habits do you have that are holding you down to tell yourself that I deserve better than that? Master your mind. It just takes like a night out with the girls and I'm like, wow, like life is great. Just go all in on yourself. I'm going to be sharing with you 5 ways to be happy single. Actually genuinely happy and thankful that you have all this time and energy to put towards yourself to heal and get your spark back. This is coming from someone, myself, who has been serial dating since they were 13 or 14. The longest I have been single is this past year and a half. Out of my entire life. My entire teenage years and early adulthood years were centered completely around men and putting myself last. And being single for this long at first was very uncomfortable, but pushed me into so much growth that I have never experienced because I never let myself be single for this long. Number 1, realize that being single is a blessing as much as it is an opportunity. There is no one you have to answer to. There is no one else that could possibly be draining your energy or anything else in your life that you could be focusing on more than you're focusing on yourself. In every relationship that I was in, I gave them all of my energy and left nothing for myself. And I lost sight of myself and lost who I was for a really long time. And it took being single for this long to remember who I am and get my spark back and do deep healing that I had been avoiding for years. And honestly, truly don't think that's something I could have done even in a healthy relationship. For a very long time, I didn't love myself enough. And I had a lot of love in me, just not enough for myself, that I was just giving it to everybody else. I'm very grateful and am at so much peace now that I gave myself the time to heal without jumping into anything. Like, I spent the last year not talking to anybody. I didn't even go on dates. I was celibate, like purely focusing all my love, energy, and attention towards myself, and the reward from that has been amazing, and it will bring in so many beautiful opportunities and chances for growth when you open your heart and finally let yourself just be you. Number 2, revert your energy and attention back to yourself. If you are someone like me who gives your all to somebody and leaves nothing for yourself, being single is amazing because you can finally start pouring all of the love and energy that you have into yourself to propel you into an amazing period of your life and an amazing period of growth. Reverting all of that love and energy towards yourself makes you feel, 1, obviously more loved, makes you feel like you are more deserving of a good, strong, and healthy love. When you set the standard for yourself and how much love you give yourself, that eventually becomes a standard of how much love you expect from somebody else. If you are not giving yourself the time, energy, love, and attention, and going out of your way to do things that you know are going to make you happy, how can you expect to find someone or set high standards for someone else to do that when you can't do it for yourself? And honestly, like, if you feel called out by this, then these are probably things you're doing. I did it for years and sometimes wish somebody would have been there to be like, hey, like, what are you doing? And honestly, you know, I had people along the way like, hey girl, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm fine, everything's fine. Number 2 ties right in with number 3, setting goals and healthy habits for yourself. With being single, you will inevitably, that does not sound like a real word right now, but you will I can't even say it now. You will have more time to do things you actually enjoy doing, to maybe be more active, to find hobbies you enjoy doing, find activities you enjoy doing, spending more... I'm caffeinated and having a hard time talking right now. But spending more time with your friends and your family in relationships that are truly going to nourish you and build you up. But for me, I just feel like whenever I was with someone, and again, it usually wasn't always the best relationship, but I just stopped caring about what I ate, how I treated my body. I would just kind of lay around all day, eat really bad, just have no respect for my body. And that also took a toll on my mental health and my energy. Food is medicine, and being active makes you feel good physically and mentally, and just all those really healthy habits I was never able to form or stick with when I was in a relationship. I feel like things like this are habits you form when you are single, so when you do eventually get into, hopefully, a healthy relationship, you will be able to keep with those habits and continue to put yourself first. And honestly, the right person will encourage you to put yourself first and encourage you to stick with your habits and push you to be the best person you can be. But before anyone else can do that, you need to do it for yourself. And this brings me into number 4, assess what is draining your energy or dimming your light. Honestly, this is one of the most important things, and this is something that helped me find so much peace over almost anything else. And this goes for what people are draining your energy, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a friendship, and even if it's family. And that is a whole other thing, but I'm just gonna say that anybody who is making you question yourself, feel bad about yourself, drains your energy, and has you in fight or flight mode, please, please, please have the strength to remove them from your life. It's not easy to do. It is hard, especially when it comes to, honestly, family, friends, and relationships are just all honestly equally as difficult to remove if it is toxic. But I currently in my life, there is no friendship, there's no relationship, and there's no family relationship that is toxic, and I am finally at peace, and I feel like it helps clear my head and helps me again to focus more on myself instead of constantly being stressed and in fight or flight mode and worrying about another person, because everyone in my life is supportive and loving and no one is draining my energy. And this doesn't just go for relationships and family and friends, it's also what habits do you have that are holding you down or holding you back or making you feel less of who you are. For example, for me, again, it was eating bad and not exercising and honestly, the biggest unhealthy habit or thing that I was doing was setting goals or keeping promises to myself and never keeping them. There were so many things like, I really want to start doing this, or I need to do this, and I would start it for a little bit, but I would never keep with it. And some point you just have to realize and you have to tell yourself that I deserve better than that. I deserve to keep my own promises. I deserve to know what it feels like to achieve my goals, to feel healthy physically and mentally. Just all of those things, you just need to realize that you deserve better. And at some point, you just have to do it. Like, there is never going to be a right time to start doing something. You just have to do it. Do it tired, do it angry, do it sad, do it no matter how you're feeling. And eventually, you will be so happy you did. And it's not easy, it's hard. It takes a long time to master your mind. But at the end of the day, like, it is your mindset, and just continue to try and send love to yourself, even when you don't feel it. Eventually you will, and eventually those goals will stick and those habits will stick, and you will feel so powerful, and you will never let anyone take your energy again. This leads me into number 5. Open your heart to all forms of love. It takes time after being hurt from relationships and friendships and family to open your heart. I find myself doing it here and there, like closing myself off, closing my heart off to new opportunities of love or friendship or family because of past experiences. But love exists within everything, and opening your heart to true and beautiful love in all forms will bring in so many blessings, opportunity, and healing into your life. Especially when you're single and you want to put yourself out there, not just for, and I'm not talking about putting yourself out there for a relationship. I'm talking about putting yourself out there and trying new things, taking yourself out on dates, joining different groups or clubs, being more social, being open to making new friendships, especially as a woman, like having those close female friendships in your life that are genuine and fulfilling will be so healing, because feminine energy itself is very powerful and healing energy, and I cannot.
Okay, I turned low power mode on.
My Siri just went off and gave me a heart attack. Hello? Anyways, realizing how special it is to have your girls that will be there no matter what man or woman or anyone comes in and out of your life in a relationship. As long as you have your close friends that are always going to be there to love and support you through all phases of your life, you'll realize that life is worth living again. Like, I swear, like, it just takes like a night out with the girls and I'm like, wow, like, life is great. Like, and if you don't have close friends like that, I hope that the more energy and love you put into yourself, that it will bring those people into your life, because you are radiating on that frequency of love. At the end of the day, it's a mindset, and how you choose to see things really affects your life. If you see being single as lonely and scary and terrible and all these things, which initially you probably will, I did too, but if you don't do anything to get yourself out of that mindset, it will be lonely and scary and terrible, and you will just keep jumping into other relationships to get that validation, and you're gonna be stuck in a cycle, girl. You're gonna be stuck in a cycle, just like I was, and sometimes that's how you learn. But eventually, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? What's going on? What do? I don't feel like myself. Who am I anymore? And that's when you know it's time. Just go all in on yourself. That sounded kind of funny. If you have any advice for me, for anyone else watching this, please leave a comment in the description. If you have any questions, you need advice, please feel free to comment. If you don't feel comfortable with that, please feel free to message me on Instagram. I always link my Instagram in the description below. I love talking. I love it so much. I feel like I have lived a million lives at my ripe age of 22, but I feel like I have a lot to give to the world in that sense, and I'm very excited about this series, my mindfulness series. I hope you found something from this video, even just a little ounce of hope that it will get better. It will get better. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. Please be sure to check out my recent videos. I post every single week. Just kind of a little bit of everything, and I'll see you next week.
Will I see you at the show tonight? Will I see you at the show tonight?